The scoring was a little bit dubious. Do you agree?
Very dodgy, but you can see by Dave McAuley's face when they announced the decision that he wasn't overjoyed with it. He wasn't pleased with the victory. He's always glad to keep your title, but you know when you might have got more than you should have had.
I think when he received that first score of 117-113, he actually went to Blanco and sort of surprised himself.
Yeah, that's right.
It kind of looked like it.
Yeah, he did, that's right. He was actually surprised that he did actually get it, because he knew that he may have lost the title, or he could have lost the title. And I think the fact that Blanco will have had the confidence that he knows he would have beaten him, and he's fighting him away from Ireland as well, which is going to make a lot of difference also.
Now, what testament to their strength, that they go down and they get up and they come back, and they go down and they get up and they come back. I mean, tremendous willpower. What is it?
It's just sheer heart and determination. You know, you get lots of other fighters who like get lots of glory for nothing, and these guys, honestly, they really don't get as much glory as they deserve, because they have battles, especially David McAuley. Every single world title defence has been a battle, and the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory for him.
That's right. Let's have a look at McAuley and Blanco's stats a little bit closer up. I mean, I think McAuley, yeah, there's McAuley. 31 this month, 22 fights, 18 wins, 8 knockouts. Not a puncher, can put people down, but not powerful. 2 losses, 2 draws. And there's Blanco, 25. Some say he's older. 32 fights, 25 wins, 17 KOs, 6 losses and a draw. So slightly the heavier puncher.
Well, it'd be debatable. They look sort of like similar to some extent. And I think where Dave McAuley comes through is his strength is in his tenacity. He just stays there and he keeps going and keeps going, and he wears people down. What I think Blanco will be doing, he's going to try and go out there and blaze him out. That's most probably why that 3 knockdown rule has been brought in. Blanco's going to go out there and he's going to gun for him right from the early stages.
Now, you have a prediction, don't you? There's McAuley, just warming up there.
I'm frightened, you know, because there's a lot of people in Ireland watching, so I don't want to make this prediction.
No, well, go on. You've got to say it as you find it. And, you know, you've never wavered before.
Yeah, a weekly, no, of course.
Go on.
No,
what do you
I believe that Blanco will actually win this fight this time, either on points or by a stoppage. But the fact that he's not in Ireland and he's fought the man before and he knows that he feels that he should have won, is going to give him all the confidence that he needs. And he hasn't had hard fights since, whereas McAuley has.
I think Blanco might wear him down and we're sort of a 3/4 stoppage. But that's enough of the build-up. Let's go back to Bilbao in Spain for what promises to be a cracker of a rematch. Over to you, Ian.
There is Dave McAuley backstage, waiting to come out for his 6th defence of the IBF Flyweight Championship of the world. The Campeonato del Mundo, as they call it in these parts on the north coast of Spain here in Bilbao. McAuley working out feverishly in the dressing room, as the top box, as well as all decent boxers do, of course. That's the scene inside as Rodolfo Blanco, the tough little Colombian, makes his way to the ring. The man who put McAuley on the floor 4 times the last time they met in Belfast. McAuley got the decision, but it's a fair bet that if that fight had been in Bogota, Colombia, and not Belfast, Northern Ireland, I think Blanco would have been champion. Contentious decision that was. Blanco's had just the 1 fight since. That was a good win over Agustin Garcia, one of his old adversaries, and he won that on point. But only 1 fight in the 21 months since he fought Dave McAuley. The word from the Blanco camp is that he's prepared well and he's in shape, bang on the 8-stone flyweight limit. And we know he hits very hard indeed with the right hand. McAuley's camp have certainly based their preparations on defence against that. Now here's the moment for the man from Larne in Northern Ireland. A lot of people have said in the past that the only decent thing to come out of Larne was the ferry to Stranraer, which was very unkind, because another very decent thing is Dave McAuley. That's Paddy Byrne holding the blue peace flag, which Barry McGuigan used to follow into the ring in his heyday. Paddy Byrne, who is the cuts man for Dave McAuley. And it's an incredible record, really, that he has. Tonight will be his 9th World Championship contest in a total of 23. That's Bernardo Checa you're looking at there, the trainer, one of the South Americans in the Barney Eastwood camp, who settled now in Northern Ireland and married local girls. And here comes Dave McAuley for his first fight outside Britain. And the expectation is that this Spanish-speaking crowd might favour the Spanish-speaking Colombian Blanco, but I don't know. McAuley certainly commands a lot of respect, Glenn McCrory.
He certainly does. He was brilliant in the last fight. He battled throughout, but I think Blanco's got to feel a little bit that maybe he was robbed, and he's got to be after something big this time. It's his big chance, and he's going to want revenge. And it looks like it's going to be a cracking fight. I think that's going to be the hardest thing, just seeing how well McAuley feels outside of Belfast. You know, he's come a long way for this fight.
Out to get the ring announcements from the Spanish MC. There will be national anthems played here. And the first one you'll hear will be the Basque anthem, this being the Basque region of Spain. Referee, by the way, is Steve Smoger in his 31st world title fight from New Jersey. Blanco, he's a cool customer. He didn't worry about fighting in the King's Hall, Belfast, and that can be quite an intimidating atmosphere. So I don't think he's going to worry one bit. He may even feel that he's kind of partially at home here in Bilbao. Sounds like the crowd are behind him, Glenn.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to both be Spanish speaking. I think he's going to feel a little bit at home here. He certainly looks relaxed.
Dave McAuley guarding against dehydration. Just a little sip of the water there. Dave, who's defended against Dodi Penalosa, a win on points. Luis Curtis on points. The Blanco win. What a fight that was. If it's anything like that tonight, sit tight, you're in for something special. He beat Pedro Feliciano on points. And last time out, Jacob McLala. That was a 10th round knockout for McAuley. His only 2 defeats have been in World Championship fights against another Colombian, Fidel Bassa. McAuley, who will be 31 years of age next Monday. There is the IBF Championship belt, so proudly brought into the ring by the Northern Ireland camp. Barney Eastwood there in the background, the millionaire bookmaker who piloted Barry McGuigan before they fell out so acrimoniously for his world title. The American anthem you hear first. I can't honestly explain to you why we have an American anthem, but we do. Maybe for the referee. Dave McAuley is asking what on earth all these anthems are, because he was expecting Danny Boy to be played for him.
It's starting to get a little bit like the Eurovision Song Contest. We had that many anthems.
so far, not very many votes for any of them. Describe that as a musical interlude. That seemed to be disorganized chaos, really. I'm not quite sure anybody knew what anthem was playing. We certainly didn't hear Danny Boy, as we were promised for Dave McAuley. He looked slightly bemused by it all, but of course that's very much by way of preliminary. The real business starts now. 12 rounds for the IBF Flyweight Championship of the World. Incidentally, the 3 knockdown rule will be in place in this fight. It isn't usually an IBF title fight, but the Spanish authorities here have ruled that it must be in as what they see as a safety measure. It could be important because there were an awful lot of knockdowns, of course, the first time they met. The grease just being smeared above the eyebrows there of McAuley. Well, the preliminaries get ever more bizarre here.
Yeah, I think they're stretching it all a little bit.
Goodness knows what the two fighters are making of all this. It just adds really a little element of farce before the main thing. And now the two fighters are being called into centre ring. Dave McAuley's record, 18 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws. Blanco, 25 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw. A lot of his defeats, though, were early career. Referee Steve Smoger handled the big fight between Ray Mercer and Larry Holmes when Holmes won so sensationally to earn his title fight with Evander Holyfield coming up later on this month. He also handled the Chris Eubank Sugar Boy Malinga world title fight recently in Britain, so he's becoming a pretty well-known figure. Looks like the lead singer of one of those old 60s pop groups whose name escapes me.
Well, I'll not be able to help you out on that one.
So, McAuley in the green shorts here, up against Rodolfo Blanco, the Colombian. And every expectation that this could be a very good fight indeed. 21 months on from their first meeting. Sometimes it works out that the second meetings aren't quite as thrilling. And you'll notice that McAuley will have his left glove up pretty high as a defense against the potent right hand of Blanco. That's something they've tried to drum into him during the sparring.
Yes, he's got to keep his hands up nice and tight. He's got to watch for them looping hooks from Blanco. They're a much danger shot, that one. Already he's trying an uppercut first and then a left hook.
The left hook of Blanco. Blanco, who we think is 31, but there's some doubt about his age. He might be 25. There, like so many fighters, there are various birth dates given, and he gets in with that right there as McAuley just dropped the left. Third attempt to become a world champion for the Colombian, having lost a light flyweight title challenge in 1987 and against McAuley in 1990.
McAuley's got to keep that jab pushing out. He's got to keep Blanco off balance. He hasn't got to let him get himself set for them big hooks. That's nice work. He's got to keep that sort of work up, just to keep Blanco's mind off swinging the bombs in.
Both of them just looking a little cautious, both very respectful of each other in this first round. McAuley looking to let go with that left hook there, but not finding the timing with it. McAuley really, as a flyweight, is getting to the veteran stage when you consider he's 4 days away from his 31st birthday.
And that's quite old for the little men. Normally they don't go on as long as that.
McAuley just seemed to feel that one punch had gone in low. They're good body punches, those, from McAuley. Dubbed them into the rib. Blanco with a short little jab. McAuley, who in his career has been down, he says, and admits, a total of 19 times. In 7 of his fights he was on the floor, and in 6 of them he got up to win. Really gutsy, value for money fighter, Dave McAuley. You're watching Sky Sports live from Bilbao, Spain, and Dave McAuley and Rodolfo Blanco in action for the IBF Flyweight Championship. The man from Northern Ireland, McAuley in the green trunks. Quiet opening round, which I scored level.
It was quiet, but it was good to see that McAuley took the centre of the ring and started to get his jaw. It looked quite sharp in the first round.
In this second round, the first time they met, McAuley was on the floor twice. McAuley just slightly the busier in these early stages, but there really isn't very much to choose between them. A good left hook, though, from the Colombian. He got through with that, and I think that McAuley felt the weight of that, and he's shipped another couple too. Blanco starting to move into a higher gear, and body punches too.
A couple of them body shots from Blanco looked a little bit low.
One of those punches definitely hurt McAuley, and he's caught with another left there. Difficult fight for him. First one away from home, bearing in mind how close the first one was in his own backyard.
All of a sudden, Blanco sprung into action, and McAuley's going with him.
He does have that great capacity to come back hard, McAuley, just when you feel he's tottering and going through a crisis. Now McAuley turning the tables on Blanco. He has him on the ropes, but signs in the second round that this now is starting to warm up into the kind of battle we expected. Blanco throwing out more leather now. McAuley matching him with those body shots.
McAuley's working well off the ropes.
He's a tough puncher, Blanco. 17 of his 25 wins have come inside schedule.
His punches are also very deceptive. He's one of them fighters that throws shots from weird angles. They're always very hard to defend against.
McAuley has had 1 or 2 problems with cuts in the past too. They'll have to watch that. Good jab from McAuley. He's come back quite well after just being caught and shaken up a little earlier on in the round. Bell goes to end round 2.
Hi, I'm Evander Holyfield, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Watch me take on Larry Holmes June 20th on Sky TV.
The real deal for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Holyfield versus Holmes, live and exclusive only on Sky Sports.
Welcome back. Third round, 1 second precisely underway. But things certainly hotted up in that second round.
McAuley was caught with a good left hook in the second round, but come back from it well. I'd like to see him use his jab a little bit more. He's allowing Blanco to get his jab off, and Blanco's the smaller fighter. It'll help him to keep Blanco off balance if he just keeps sticking it out.
McAuley was saying in a press conference given here last night that although he's been down 19 times, and this was his quote, "I ain't going down no more." Blanco will have other ideas, of course.
Well, the good thing about him is 18 times he got up, so he bounces up and he fights back very, very strongly this day.
Used to have the reputation, McAuley, of being just a banger, really, a gutsy banger, but he's developed as quite a good technician and tactician as well in his reign as the champion, which goes back now for 3 years since he took the title from Duke Mackenzie in an all-British battle. There's a cool, composed look, though, about Blanco, a man who looks as if he's just working to a plan and going about his job in an unruffled kind of way.
He does. At this moment, he looks like he has the plan in his head, and he looks as if he's fighting the fight his way. I'd like to see McAuley just pick the pace up, do something to knock his rhythm off, to disturb him a little bit, to get him thinking.
McAuley's left hook to the body has been quite potent. Just scoring with that punch again a few seconds ago. But he's a good fighter going backwards, I've noticed, Blanco. He skips out of range of punches, covers that well with his gloves. And there's that sharp jab he has, thrown fast. And McAuley, he has that kind of face that reddens up and you worry about swellings and cuts.
Yeah, he looks a little bit red under the eyes. I don't think there's any problem there yet.
Blanco with the left hook, which McAuley blocks with the glove. No doubt about it, in this round, Blanco is finding the target more with his jab and with the left uppercut there. He's slipping a lot of McAuley's punches and getting him with some good ones of his own, like that right over the top. Smart, technical work from the little Colombian as the bell goes to end round 3.
Come on, Colombia, get outside. That's good.
Fourth round about to get underway here. Dave McAuley, the IBF flyweight champion from Larne, Northern Ireland, in the green trunks here, but having his work cut out against this skilled Colombian, Rodolfo Blanco, who boxed very coolly and very skillfully indeed in that third round.
Blanco's boxing well. He just seems to have got off to the better start, landing his jab better, and mixing up with a few little sharp shots. He also hurt McAuley in the second round. So I just see him just pulling away a little bit at the moment. McAuley needs just to start doing something. He's just allowing Blanco too much control.
I wonder if there might come a point in the contest if it went on in this vein, with Blanco boxing carefully, getting his gloves up, blocking McAuley's punches, whether McAuley might go for broke and try to turn it into a bit of a brawl.
But Blanco's boxing very well behind the jab. He's tucked up nice. He's not doing anything wrong at this moment.
About a fourth round, still that serene look about the Colombian. McAuley does get through with a couple of jabs, some support from about 100 fans who've travelled from Northern Ireland to support him, but the atmosphere, quite truthfully, a lot different from the rabid support he gets in Belfast. He'll have noticed that too. Good right hand got through from Blanco too there. McAuley counter-punching off the ropes, but Blanco getting in with some hurtful looking headshots. McAuley matching him. These are two good fighters. Body shots from Blanco as they work inside there. And now McAuley turning the tables.
He turned Blanco well than McAuley then, and then stepped away. He needed to press home any sort of advantage.
Dave, I think, will be very wary about the Colombian's punch back. There's a swelling under the right eye now of McAuley. And just the hint of a little bit of a cut there. And he's complaining to the referee about some of Blanco's work inside there. He just swapped a little word to Steve Smoger. That's not an altogether encouraging sign. McAuley again with those body shots.
He's using that left hook to the body well, but straight away Blanco comes back. Looks very cool when he sets up his attack.
Yeah, left hook there right on the bell, almost after it from McAuley. You're watching some of the action from that fourth round. It was quite a tight round and a bit difficult to score. They both did some pretty good work. McAuley came on quite strong in the closing stages. Maybe he just might have nicked it, but the impression at the moment is that Blanco is just getting the better of this battle. A lot of grease around Blanco's face. Blanco will be very hungry for this title. He's had to wait an awful long time, 2 failed attempts in the past, and the feeling, no doubt, in his camp that he got scant justice in the first fight, and he'll want to make sure of doing the job this time.
He's also going to have a lot of confidence knowing that he stuck McAuley on the floor 4 times last time, although he was down once himself. You know, fighters remember them sort of things, so obviously he feels he has the edge in punching power, so he's going to be pretty confident.
Different kind of fight, this one, though.
It is. It looks a little
thunder battle of last time.
I mean, there's still plenty of time for that to come up later on, but at the minute, both of them are doing a thinking fight.
McAuley looking to open up with the combinations, but he will be wary about leaving openings into which Blanco could explode his heavier punches. Oh, that's a great left hook from McAuley. Best punch yet. Really sent the sweat spraying from Blanco's head. That shook him up a little bit. His legs just stiffened as that landed, and that's going to make McAuley feel a whole lot better about things. And Blanco was stung by that, because now he's coming forward and wants to engage McAuley in a bit more of toe-to-toe exchange.
And now we're starting to get a few fireworks being unleashed. It was a couple of good shots from McAuley, a good left hook and a right hand to follow. Definitely shook Blanco up a little bit. But again, he comes back.
The Colombian is still there and has shaken off the effects of that. Watch the holding, says referee Steve Smoger. It's a fascinating, absorbing battle, this, between 2 quality flyweights. Oh, 2, 3 good head punches come in from Blanco.
Both fighters are landing good shots.
Blanco looking to close the range and trap McAuley on those ropes. Heads coming dangerously close together once or twice too in those exchanges. Oh, that's a very good left hook to the body from McAuley. He's come back well. Blanco trying to rough him up. But McAuley can live with that all right. He's been through a lot of experiences in his reign as the champion, and brings all that experience and know-how and battle-hardened ways of his into the fight. Action you're looking at, slow motion replays of the 5th round here, a round in which McAuley got through with 1 extremely good head punch. Blanco came back well from it, but it might have been enough just to give McAuley the round on the judges' scorecards. 2 judges from the United States, by the way, 1 from Spain. This is round 6. Still that swelling, but it's not too much of a problem under the right eye of McAuley.
That's good work from McAuley. He looks very good when he puts his shots together. When he puts them in 2s and 3s, they land well.
Come out, David, let him out. Hey, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch. Come on.
They're shouting at Blanco from his corner, don't wait, come right back. McAuley, as ever, working methodically. McAuley, who was a shade upset that the money wasn't forthcoming for him to make a defence in Belfast and have his usual home advantage. But if he comes out of this with a victory, his reputation is going to be much enhanced. Blanco getting through with some good shots. Back comes McAuley with a left hook. Look at this exchange. How about this?
Good exchange from both fighters in the corner there. Both got caught with good shots. Both landed good ones.
Heads coming dangerously close together. And Blanco falling, slipping almost into the ropes. Wasn't the effect of a punch, just lost his balance.
Get off his neck, David, get off his neck. Your hands are loose, man, they're loose.
Neither fighter willing to surrender the initiative. Again, good work from McAuley, and then he slipped those counters from Blanco and came back with those two good head punches as well. And the combinations from McAuley, this is a good round for him.
It's a very good round. When he puts his shots together like that, he looks good and he lands with good shots. And now Blanco's starting to go on the retreat. So he's felt a couple.
Oh, it's caught with the right hand. McAuley then walked onto it, left himself open, got careless. Dangerous moments for McAuley. But once again, his head clears. He has splendid recuperative powers. He really does. But this is a good comeback from Blanco now. Oh, look at that from McAuley, countering off the ropes. He's caught with a right hand. Terrific round, this one. Both landing with some storming headshots. As the bell goes to end the round, and that was a really excellent round, and, well, thunderous exchanges, but I thought McAuley got the better of them just about.
I agree. I thought that was another round for McAuley. Blanco come back well at times, but McAuley kept on top of him and kept throwing some beautiful combinations. He looks very good when he puts a couple of shots together, 2s and 3s, and he hurt Blanco with some of them shots.
Ice bag by the right eye of Blanco now. There's that little swelling under McAuley's left eye, or right eye, I should say. They're putting the iron on it. Barney Eastwood in the corner. But this now shows signs, I think, Glenn, of developing into a mini classic as we look at some of those exchanges from round 6.
It's a very good fight. It's swinging one way to the other. 1 minute McAuley's back's against the rope. The next minute he's got Blanco's back on the ropes.
And of course, with a fight like this, both of them are going to be becoming increasingly tired. Into the second half of the fight now. This is the 7th round. McAuley has come back well in the last couple, and there cannot be very much in this.
Come on, baby, get out of there.
McAuley had 1 or 2 problems when he failed a test, a kind of brain scan that boxers have in Belfast. Then he paid out £6,000 to have 3 independent tests, and they all cleared him, and that was why the British Boxing Board of Control let him fight on.
Push off. Come on, David. Hey, don't punch on the break.
I think it was just a blip, some sort of fault with the machine on the original test in Belfast. He's okay, healthy to fight. McAuley almost trying to invite Blanco in so that he can counter-punch him, but he's instead has to take the right hand, and there's no counter coming back.
Blanco's done very well. Every now and again he's done very well, McAuley, when he just slips off the ropes. He did it very well there. He just slipped off to the right.
Blanco's corner are shouting to him, don't let him rest, don't let him rest. what McAuley can do is he can fight going forward, and he can fight quite well too, counter-punching off the ropes. He did that the night he won the title from Duke McKenzie. Body shots from Blanco as they work inside. McAuley complaining to the referee about some of those going low. Doesn't get any help from Steve Smoger. Ooh, dangerous punches from Blanco now. McAuley on the defensive. 7th round, turning the tables. Typically, back comes Blanco again. His turn to pin McAuley on the ropes and let go.
McAuley is such a gutsy fighter. Just when you think Blanco is getting on top, he turns him and lands his all good shots. It's really lining up to a tremendous fight.
He's had a lot of hard battles, Dave McAuley, and he's breathing heavy. I took a little look at his corner then. And there's always a stage in a fighter's career when somehow the gas just runs out. But I would never dare to predict that against McAuley with his fighting heart, but he's taking 1 or 2 on the ropes, and then he turns Blanco again every time. Real pressure fighting from the Colombian here. Hurtful body shots from him in there. McAuley with a left uppercut. This is some fight this is developing into now. Well, we did tell you this might be a bit of a humdinger, and it is.
Let's go, let's go, let's get out. You gotta get
Welcome back. You're watching Sky Sports live from Bilbao. World Championship action. Britain's Dave McAuley, Northern Ireland's Dave McAuley in the green trunks in a superb fight here once again with the Colombian Rodolfo Blanco. Signs in that last round maybe that McAuley was just starting to tire, but I've seen that from him before, and he's come back so well from it in his fights. Can he do it again? That's a good right. And then 2 left hooks back from Blanco.
It is constantly swung one way then the other. One's landed a good combination, then the other.
Paddy Byrne's done a good job with that little cut underneath the eye of McAuley. It seems to have dried up completely now. Not a problem. A tribute really to the conditioning of both of these fighters, isn't it? A battle like this.
Well, this is what, these sort of fights what sort the champions out. McAuley in this fight has took the big shots that Blanco has landed a lot better.
Yes, just to remind you, he was down 4 times in their first meeting, and though they've both landed with some thunderous headshots in this one, no knockdowns so far. And this is the 8th round.
Blanco landed with a couple of big shots there, but again McAuley took them well, turned them on the ropes and started firing his own back.
Love to know how the judges are seeing this. Stamina, I think, is going to be a big factor, and willpower in there now. I think there's no question about the desire and willpower of either of them. They want this very badly indeed, but who can last this furious pace? Again, that looked a low shot from Blanco, and it escaped any censure at all from referee Steve Smoger.
He's threw quite a few low ones in, and I think McAuley's give up complaining.
Yes, he's decided, like the good, honest pro he is, to just get on with the job. They're both slowing up a bit now, and it's not surprising. Last 10 seconds of this 8th round.
In this round, Blanco's looked like he's slowed up the more.
Maybe encouragingly so for McAuley. All set for the 9th round here. We're inside the final 4. They go 12 rounds, the World Championship fights these days, for those of you unfamiliar with the present rules. Now, the question is, was Blanco starting to slow up in that last round, or was he just taking a little bit of a breather? McAuley ever so slightly outworked him. That's what Glenn McCrory and I felt anyway. We both have the fight dead level at this stage. But it's not, let me stress, our opinion that counts.
I certainly thought at the end of the last round, Blanco looked like he was just tiring a little bit. And he hasn't started this round with any sort of fireworks.
McAuley, formerly a chef at the family's restaurant in Larne, but nowadays very much the professional boxer. Blanco with those short little left jabs which travel not very far but ram home like that. Stinging little punches, but then McAuley coming back with his. Like all the best fights, it's got moods to it, this fight, hasn't it? And hang on, the referee here, low punches and 1 point off for Rodolfo Blanco. Blanco has a point deducted in the 9th round. How crucial might that turn out to be for low blows? And he has been guilty of that more than once, and the referee deciding to step in. That might lift McAuley a bit more, counter-punching off the ropes. Blanco staying with him, punch for punch, great exchange. Both have shown amazing resilience and durability in this fight, haven't they?
Both fighters have shown a lot of good qualities, and it's living up to a very good world title fight. They both put the combinations together, they both threw good shots, good resilience, and some very good boxing skills. There's a lot of good work going in there on the ropes.
I'll tell you something, this fellow McAuley seems to have been in more thrillers than Alfred Hitchcock, doesn't he? Forward he comes again. The pride, courage and skill of these two men is something to behold. Heads came dangerously close together in that exchange. Last few seconds of the 9th round. And still so little to choose between them. 9 rounds gone, 3 to go here as they come out for round 10. McAuley, green trunks. Blanco, left hook right at the start of the round.
Get out, get out.
This fight lacking the knockdowns of the first classic between the two of them, but in its way, just as good a fight.
Very much as good a fight. And it's good to see that McAuley's eyes haven't got any worse. He's managed to keep a hold of that swelling. And I had, again, in the last round, I had Blanco just looking as if he was getting a little bit tired, and McAuley doing the sharper work. And it certainly helped him with Blanco finally getting that round deducted for consistent low blows.
Blanco with the right over the top that time. McAuley digging deep. Blanco bustling up against the ropes, but McAuley just refuses to be dominated there. Bit of a wild right, that one from Blanco. By the way, the time here in Spain now, would you believe, is 1:45. 2 right crosses from McAuley, countering off the ropes. And a swelling underneath the right eye is getting a bit more troublesome for McAuley. It's not closing yet, and the end of the fight may come in time, but it's becoming more of a problem. Just the impression that McAuley is outworking Blanco ever so slightly.
He is. He's putting better the last few rounds I've seen him just start to pull ahead, put better combinations in. Another beautiful. That's been his best shot of the fight. A left hook, right hand.
Stopped Blanco in his tracks, those did. His legs stiffened, but look at the Colombian come back.
These two men are certainly two very tough and two very proud fighters.
Magnificent contest, this, for the IBF's 8-stone title. Shouts from the Blanco corner of "come on, step it up, win the round," they say, but all that happens is that left from McAuley. The unquenchable spirit of this Northern Irishman. I must say, I'm amazed that he's still battling on like this at nearly 31 years of age. There's the face of Rodolfo Blanco. Signs of, or just first signs anyway, of 1 or 2 swellings, but he's got one of those skins, the Colombian, that doesn't seem to cut or mark very much at all, unlike McAuley's, but the corner have done a great job on the little swelling under McAuley's right eye as they go into the 11th round now, with the destiny of this fight and the destiny of the decision still in the balance, it would seem to us anyway, at ringside.
I think looking at the corners there during the interval, it told its own story, because McAuley's corner were very calm, where Blanco's corner were all mad, shouting instructions, you know, and seemed to be trying to will their man to do some better work.
Incidentally, we're sitting right next to one of the judges in our ringside position. We cannot see what he's scoring, unfortunately, and probably if we could, we wouldn't be able to tell you. They must be very, very tired now, Glenn. You've been in this kind of position in world title fights yourself.
Well, it's a stage of a fight where you're getting the 11th round, you're starting to get you can sense the finish post coming, and you're starting to get you're very, very tired, but you're starting to get next to a little bit of win because of it, especially if you feel you're in the lead, which I think Dave McAuley does.
Real battle of wills and deep down desire now. Blanco trying to pin McAuley to the ropes and wade away with his hooks and uppercuts. But every time he's been in that position, McAuley has just matched Blanco almost punch for punch. Oh, that body shot from McAuley looked to just stray a bit on the low side.
McAuley in spasms has chose to be on the ropes and has done some very good fighting off them. And every now and again, when he thinks it's time, he just spins out of there and does it very well, as he's done there.
McAuley, just to remind you, his 9th world title fight in 23 contests. Blanco with his 3rd attempt to become a title holder. Two men now fighting on very tired legs, and that right eye of McAuley is getting worse. It's almost closing. Blanco pressures him with good shots, and Blanco's done better in this round, Glenn.
He's picked it up a little bit. Once or twice when he got caught, they seemed to hurt him.
Oh, these are good shots now. He's starting to get through. McAuley looks just a little bit more ragged and is going through one of his worst spells. The eye's swelling up too. He's on his bike. He's going backwards. Blanco closes the range. They don't even hear the bell to end it in the 11th. Well, 3 minutes to go. And just look at now at that right eye of Dave McAuley, bearing all the scars of this battle. Blanco comparatively unmarked.
Yes, McAuley's eyes got a lot worse in the last 2 rounds. And he was doing okay at the beginning of the round, but just at the end, Blanco his shots started to be a little bit more effective and he started to get on top. And that eye is looking very, very painful. And he's going to do well if he can stay out of it for the rest of this round.
The danger is, of course, with it like that, it closes anymore. He doesn't see the left hooks coming.
That's right.
But he's only got 3 more minutes to last with it. They're working feverishly. Paddy Byrne there in the corner. He's a great cuts man. As you watch a bit of the action again from the 11th round, remember Blanco had a point deducted for low blows in the 9th. How vital that might be, we shall see as they touch gloves. McAuley's eye, his right eye, has just become a slit now, and Blanco, sensing that he may be able to steal this late. Well, I say steal it, but there cannot be very much in it at all. So many of the rounds toughish to score, as they seem to be trading almost punch for punch. Both corners will have told them that the decision may rest on what happens in these final 3 minutes. And I think instinctively they will have probably known that themselves too.
Yes, the fight's been very, very close throughout. I think obviously there'll be differences in opinion as to who won certain rounds. I've got McAuley ahead.
You wonder whether the Spanish-speaking crowd here have been pro-Blanco, whether the judges might be pro-Blanco in that respect. It shouldn't happen, sometimes does, but we'll see. Left hook, Blanco, good punch. Again, McAuley's got to get that glove up. Just tending to drop his gloves a little and getting caught with 1 or 2.
That's got to be the shot that Blanco goes for this round. You can see the left eye is very bad. McAuley's vision will be impaired. So he's got to let that shot go.
Blanco stepped it up again in the last couple of rounds, and I'm sure his corner will be absolutely furious if they were to lose another close decision to McAuley in a world title challenge.
Let him out, baby boy. Let him out. Come on, let him out.
Just over a minute to go now.
A nice right hand from McAuley off the ropes.
But whereas McAuley was just about outworking Blanco 2 or 3 rounds ago, I think it's Blanco who's just outworking McAuley now. Well, maybe, anyway. McAuley's professional instinct will tell him to try to finish this big, to take the eye of the judges over, what is it now, the last 40 seconds. Whatever happens, if McAuley has lost this, he's really gone out on his shield, hasn't he?
Good shots from McAuley there. I'm sure Blanco's hurt.
Toe-to-toe exchanges. And McAuley going in with some very heavy punches to the head in those exchanges too. Sapped back against the ropes there, McAuley. Extremely tired, but still capable of letting go with some real firepower as the bell goes to end it. It's going to go to a points decision. They both lift their arms aloft. They're both lifted up. And, well, that was a very close fight indeed. And, in all honesty, I wouldn't like to say which way that has gone.
Well, it was a very close fight. I think it could go either way. I think McAuley had the edge in the fight, and I think as champion will probably retain it.
But we're guessing really, aren't we?
Well, we certainly are.
we certainly are. There is now great tension around this arena, the Bilbao Sports Pavilion. The crowd are wondering what's happened. We're wondering what's happened. The people in the corner are wondering what has happened. Action from the 12th round. Left hook from Blanco, but McAuley scored with good punches too. I don't know. That last round, I think maybe Blanco just about did enough to win it over the first 2¼ minutes of the round.
Yeah, he did the more consistent work. McAuley had a good spell in the middle where he let about 5 or 6 shots go, which all landed and seemed to rock Blanco. But Blanco kept a steady pressure on, which might have gotten him the last round.
And I've got the fight dead level. What about you, Glenn?
I've got McAuley winning by 1 round.
And so many of the rounds that you could argue about. tight one. Both of the fighters very anxiously waiting on McAuley's going through the full bravado act, but you can take absolutely no notice of that. It is something that just fighters do. Unhelpfully, of course, the decision will be announced in Spanish, so we'll probably have to get the exact scorecards for you afterwards. But I think you're going to get the general drift of it. A lot of shaking of hands going on in there. Mutual respect between them. It was a great fight, wasn't it?
Tremendous fight right from the start. A good thinking fight as well. There was lots of action and some very skillful work on the ropes. A tremendous world title fight.
Well, we're going to know the answers pretty soon now. That's the view that they have from the back here in the cheaper seats at the Bilbao Sports Pavilion. McAuley, who said he might only have 2 more fights after this one. He's talking about retirement in 1993. Tomorrow he goes home, and it's his little girl Sasha's 6th birthday, and he'd love to go home still the champion of the world. But will he? You're really having to work on that eye still. And it's taking a long, long time just to prolong the agony. Here we go. And we still wait. Here it is, I think. Blanco's got it. Rodolfo Blanco has taken Dave McAuley's world flyweight title here in a very, very close fight indeed. Well, I don't know if you heard those announcements. They weren't the clearest, and we'll try to get the figures to you. And there's some bad feeling now as well going on at ringside. One of the judges being taking 1 or 2 verbal assaults from the corner, and look at the desolation of Dave McAuley. Fancy losing after putting in a performance like that. Blanco has got it. One of the judges I heard there scored it absolutely even at 114-114 for Dave McAuley.
Well, I don't really think there can be too many arguments. I know, obviously, Dave McAuley and his Campbell feel bereaved not to have gotten it, but it was a very, very close fight. I had thought that McAuley had just pipped it, but I don't really think there can be any arguments which way it went. It was a very, very close fight, and Blanco did very, very well.
Well, heartbreak for Dave McAuley, but Rodolfo Blanco, contentiously as he lost the first fight, has won the second one. I would say equally controversially. Very, very close indeed. But Rodolfo Blanco of Colombia has taken the IBF Flyweight Championship of the World from Dave McAuley, who loses it in his 6th defence.
Tremendous world title fight live on Sky Sports. Gary and I will close things out right after this break. Welcome back. Gary, a tremendous contest, heartbreak for McAuley. I know you scored it. Think it was a fair decision?
No, I don't. I think this time McAuley was actually robbed. I had McAuley winning it by, well, 113 to 115 in McAuley's favour. It's a very disappointing way to lose your title, but the signs were there before the fight. If ever a man deserves an honour for being a fighter, that man deserved the highest honour you can actually give in Ireland. Whatever that is, whoever's listening to it, make sure Dave McAuley gets it.
You could say there could be a rematch, really, because it's gone either way once each. Third time.
Yeah, it's a natural, isn't it? It's one of those things, it's a natural. We're bringing it back to the throwback days. We've been having a lot of the old fighters talking about genuine fights and, like, serious fighters. This is one, and this is one that there has to be a rematch to it, just for both fighters' sake.
Yeah, well, I hope so. All credit to Dave McAuley, but there you go. Never mind. That's all from Gary and I. We'll be back next Thursday night with that WBC Cruiserweight contest between Annacle Wamba and Andrei Rudenko. And don't forget, Saturday morning, 2 a.m, live and exclusive again on Sky Sports. Holyfield versus Holmes. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week on Ringside. Good night for now.